So the video that I'm debriefing today is one that I actually always bring up in my presentations when I go to schools and when I go to churches. This is actually from an Oregon State Trooper's video that came from his car, and this happened I think in 2013, so it's about 6 years old now. What you have is a Oregon State Trooper that's conducting a traffic stop, and we often hear so many times in the news that the officer was just doing a routine traffic stop. Well, there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop, and this video provides that proof. What ends up happening is the officer pulls him over for speeding. As soon as he pulls him over, the suspect exits the vehicle immediately and has one hand behind his back. The officer orders him to get back into his car, but the suspect does not listen to him. As this continues, several seconds goes on, and what ends up happening is the guy starts to walk towards the officer. The officer still continues to tell him to put his hands where he can see him, and the guy is not listening to him. Well, this is just a pure example of why we always tell people to take their hands out of their pocket or put your hands where we can see them, because we don't know what you have in your hands. Well, as the video progresses, what you'll see the suspect actually remove a firearm and start to shoot at the officer. What we don't know, or what you don't see in this video, is the officer actually gets shot 3 times. He takes 2 bullets to the chest and 1 to his leg. Now, thankfully, the officer ended up living. Unfortunately, the suspect in this video ends up passing away once he drives away from the scene. This is just another reason why I always tell people you just never know what you're going to get, and police work is very, very dangerous. It only takes a split second for something like this to happen. Let's say the suspect would have pulled out a cell phone and the officers would have shot him. Would it have still been justified if the officer shot him if he had a cell phone? Well, you know what? That's a hard decision to make in that split second of a decision, or a split second, to determine whether or not it's a cell phone. That's actually happened to me on a police pursuit, where at the end of the police pursuit, the suspect pulled out what we believe could have been a firearm, and the only thing that actually saved him was the light that came on his cell phone, let us realize that it was a cell phone in his hand. So this is just another example of how difficult our job can be and how we only have a split second to make a decision.